Hello students, this is the first class of our chapter kinematics. I will not go for the definitions of rest, motion, etc. and directly start from distance and displacement. Distance, then displacement. Okay, first of all, what is difference between the distance and displacement? This is the coordinate axis, y, x, origin O. Suppose a point is, an object is here. Draw a vector from this point to that position. Let this position be A. Then this vector that joins the object to the origin is called position vector. This is called position vector, and we can name it as R, and its name I can also write as R1 because this is initial position. So this is R1 vector. Now suppose the object moves to a different point. Suppose it moves to this point. Then let this position be B. Then that means it is another position. So draw another vector to the new position. Okay. Now this is another vector, and this vector is R2. You can call it as final position. Now the object has moved from this position to this position. This is also a vector. This vector is called displacement vector. Displacement vector. This is position vector. This is also position vector. When the position is changed, then comes the displacement vector. So this is displacement vector. Now how to represent this displacement vector? Now this is position 1, this is position 2. So let it be R12. R12. Then what is the relationship between all these three vectors? You see, this vector plus this vector is equal to this vector or not? By vector addition method, this vector plus this vector is equal to this vector. So I can simply write R1 plus R12 is equal to R2. Implies R2 minus R1 is equal to R12. That means final position minus initial position is equal to displacement. Okay, this is your displacement definition. Now what about distance? Distance is nothing but total path covered then displacement was final position minus initial position. Okay, now let us take an example, then you will easily understand. Suppose an object is here. This is position A, this is position B, and this is position C. Suppose the distance between A B is 6, distance between BC is 8, and distance between AC is directly suppose it is 12. Now what is the distance between A and C? First of all, distance between A and C. Distance from A to C. But the question again is, which path I should follow? Then that means what is the definition? Distance definition is total path covered. That means you have to specify the path you are following to reach at C from A. So there are two paths. Either I can go directly from A to C by covering this 12 meter, centimeter, whatever, or I can go through B to C. That means there are two distances here. One is 6 plus 8. If I cover this path, that is equal to 14, and the path is ABC. Now second is direct 12. Here my path is AC direct. That means distance depends upon the path covered, which path you are using to reach the destination. So in both cases we got the distance. But what is displacement between A and C? Displacement is always a single value, that is final position minus initial position. Here the difference is 12. So displacement will always be here 12. Okay. Now one thing we are sure from this observation is that between 2 points distance can be more than 1, but the displacement is only 1. Another thing is, distance itself is also displacement. Displacement itself is distance. From A to C I can go directly and my distance is 12. Displacement is also 12. That means I can say displacement is also a distance. But that means displacement is a special case of distance. Okay. So if displacement is special case of distance, now you can easily say that displacement is the minimum value of distance. Direct path is the minimum path. So if displacement is minimum value of distance, minimum distance is called displacement. So I can write displacement is always either less or equal to distance. Okay. So this is all about distance and displacement. Now but it looks very easy, but whenever you go through certain numericals to find out the distance and displacement, it will be very difficult for you. So if I get enough time to discuss more about distance and displacement, I'll do it in other classes. Okay. Thank you.